We have the Steelers taking on the Los Angeles Chargers. This is your Week 3 2024 prediction and preview video. Hit subscribe if you're new. Also hit the like button. The Steelers are the home team. So let's start off with the Steelers. 2 wins in a row. 2 ugly wins. The first win, Chris Boswell had all the points. He scored all 18. In Week 2 against the Denver Broncos, they did go down there. They did score a touchdown with Justin Fields hooking up with Darnell Washington in the red zone. They are a run-heavy team, and so are the Los Angeles Chargers. But the key to victory in this game is to use time of possession, continue to run the football with Najee Harris and Jaylen Warren, but feed George Pickens as much as possible. Now, the Los Angeles Chargers defense is one of the better defenses in the NFL. You don't want to take too many deep shots down the field, but you can every now and then. We saw the Steelers go against the Atlanta Falcons, a very strong defense with the pieces that they have. They went out there, they played very good football, and they made adjustments after halftime. But the Steelers are going to have to go out there and find other ways to win games by just going out there and just running the football over and over again. They're 30th in pass attempts per game. And when you go against this Chargers team, they're going to try to force the Steelers to go out there and pass the football just a little bit more. Don't abandon the run game. You can still run the football with Najee Harris, Jaylen Warren, and Cordell Patterson, and Justin Fields, but you have to find a way to go out there and get some pass movement going. And we saw some of that last week against the Denver Broncos. Like I mentioned before, Justin Fields had a passing touchdown to Darnell Washington, the big tight end. If you see him in situations like that, you give him the football. He's a mismatch type of tight end. You have Pat Freiermuth as well. Last week against the Denver Broncos, he had 4 catches for 39 yards. He was the leading receiver on the day. George Pickens had 2 catches for 29 yards. That was it. But George Pickens would have had a receiving touchdown if it wasn't for a pass interference play on Van Jefferson. They had 10 penalties last week. Go back, scale back on some of the penalties. Go out there, fix that in practice, fix that in the scrimmages and in the walkthrough, and they should be in a very good situation. Russell Wilson is not going to play in this game. He is still dealing with that calf injury. But Justin Fields has been able to take care of the football, and he's been efficient. Continue to play that type of game plan and just get George Pickens the football. And can they have another option besides George Pickens and Pat Freiermuth in the passing game? Roman Wilson is questionable for this game. He's dealing with an ankle injury. We'll see if he's able to go. Van Jefferson made a couple splash plays here and there, but they were called back because of penalties. They have to tone that down. But Justin Fields has to go out there, continue to take care of the football, take what the defense gives them. And when it's time to go out there on 3rd and 3, you can run the option with Justin Fields, Najee Harris, and also Jaylen Warren. And Najee Harris as well has ran very hard. 17 carries last week for 69 rushing yards. That's 4 yards a carry. Jaylen Warren had 9 carries for 42 rushing yards. That's 5 yards a carry. If they can continue to do that, you should be able to keep this football game close, and you should be able to walk out with the win at home. Let's talk about the defense for the Steelers. They have only allowed 16 points in the last 2 games, but you win against Kirk Cousins, who was coming off a torn Achilles injury. You win against a rookie in Bo Nix. The defense will give up a couple big plays here and there. The next thing you know, TJ Watt and Alex Highsmith, they're coming for your opposing quarterback. You have to put the pressure on Justin Herbert, force him to make those turnovers. Justin Herbert is one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. Has a rocket arm, can get inside and outside the pocket. He's a joy to watch. But we saw last week against the Carolina Panthers, he had a couple plays that make you scratch your head and say, okay, why are you sticking in the pocket for too long? Why are you trying to go out there and extend the play? Force Justin Herbert to throw in tight windows with the weapons that they have. Now, you have Ladd McConkey and Quentin Johnston on the opposite side. It's going to be very interesting to see what Coach Austin can do, the defensive coordinator, how he try to go out there and manage the wide receivers of the Los Angeles Chargers. They're not household names, but they can beat you over the top. Quentin Johnston last week had 2 receiving touchdowns. His rookie season, he struggled to catch the football. This season, so far, he's been a reliable wide receiver. And Ladd McConkey is a rookie, but he can beat you over the top as well. Don't just sleep on the wide receivers. Obviously, go out there and contain the run of J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards. But you're going to have to go out there and force the Chargers to go out there and put some turnovers on the board. And this is a dominant defense for the Steelers. Now I expect for TJ Watt and Alex Highsmith to go out there and cause a lot of damage. They're going against Rashawn Slater, who's a very good tackle, but I'm worried about the rookie and Joe Alt. He has looked like an all-pro so far in the last 2 games. But you're going against one of the best edge rushing duos in the NFL. You also look at Cameron Hayward, Patrick Queen, And the guys that they have in the secondary, Mika Fitzpatrick, he's going to take away the middle of the defense, especially going deep. You also have Patrick Queen, a very good linebacker right now. You have him with Peyton Wilson and Landon Roberts. And when I look at the rest of the secondary for the Steelers, the cornerback play has been solid. Dante Jackson has been very good. He's been in and out of the lineup like how he was last week, but he's been consistent. He had an interception against the Atlanta Falcons. You look at Joey Porter Jr., very good cornerback when he's not holding on to the opposite side to the wide receiver. So I do think that the Steelers have a good shot at winning this game. They have to lean on that defense a little more, but eventually the offense is going to have to be better from a pass game standpoint, and Arthur Smith is going to have to call up a better game plan because Coach Jesse, the defensive coordinator for the Chargers, he's going to come with the heat with Joey Bosa and also Khalil Mack. Now let's talk about the Los Angeles Chargers. This seems like a different organization because you have Coach Harbaugh who's coming back from Michigan. This is a team that's on a 2-game winning streak, just like the Steelers. And oddly enough, they play similar to how the Steelers are playing football right now. It's rough, it's rugged. They run the football and they get you out of there quick. This is going to be the fastest game of this week. I can tell you that now. The tip-off is supposed to start at 12 o'clock. I doubt that this game will last until 3 or 3:25. Both of these teams play very quick football because they run you in, they run you out. But the key to victory for the Los Angeles Chargers is do what you did the last 2 weeks. Yes, you win against the Las Vegas Raiders and you win against the Carolina Panthers. Not the best quarterbacks to go against. I do believe that Justin Fields is definitely a better quarterback than Bryce Young and Gardner Minshew, but you have to put the pressure on them. Put the pressure on Justin Fields. Force him into situations that he had to go against when he was with the Chicago Bears. Take that run game away and put up a spy. This is a game that is tailor-made for Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa to go out there and try to pin their ears back. You have to stop the run. Don't contain it. Stop it. Force the Steelers to beat you over the top and take away their number one target in George Pickens. You stop that run game. You stop their top wide receiver. Force other guys to beat you. If Pat Freiermuth beats you across the middle, you can live with that. I think the linebackers that the Chargers have, they can really go out there and they can contain the dink and dunk system of the Steelers. I'm just worried about them giving up a big deep bomb play here and there. And so far, they haven't done that. Coach Jesse has proven that he can be a very good defensive coordinator. If we go back and rewind for a second, he's also the same defensive coordinator at Michigan that had to go out there in a game plan for CJ when he had all those weapons with Ohio State. Now, I'm looking at this standpoint from here with the Chargers. If you can't stop the run of the Steelers, you stop them in the goal line situation. Then you can stack guys on top of each other and you can go out there and make life hell for them. But you have to start by stopping the run. And it starts with Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa up front. And they've done a very good job of playing great defense so far with Poona Ford and Morgan Fox. I look at Asante Samuel Jr. He's going to be matched up one-on-one a lot with George Pickens. Derwin James is a versatile safety. You can put him inside the box. You can put him as single high safety. So far, he has returned back to the Derwin James of old before he started to regress season by season with Brandon Staley. When I look at the offense of the Los Angeles Chargers, hasn't been the most explosive offense, but it doesn't need to be. They've been very efficient. They scored 22 points against the Las Vegas Raiders. And in the first half, it was a struggle. But the run game started to get better in the second half. That is what you're going to have to do against the Steelers defense. You have to tire them out. The problem is this. The Steelers have had home field advantage and they haven't been at home. You look at what happened against the Atlanta Falcons. They had Steelers fans there. You look at what happened last week at the Denver Broncos house. They had Steelers fans there. And you're entering the Steelers' home. This is a dangerous environment for the Los Angeles Chargers. Justin Herbert cannot turn the football over. Justin Herbert had an interception last week to J.C. Horn thrown across his body. He also had a fumble as well. That is how the Steelers win football games, off of turnovers. Justin Fields will go out there, play efficient football. He doesn't turn the football over. And the next thing you know, you're in a situation where you have a fumble or two, and they're up by 3 points, or they're up by 6 points, and they're going to make life hell on you. You have to go out there and take care of the football. And like I mentioned before, Justin Herbert is one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. He has to realize when to throw the football away and when to let the running backs go out there and do their thing. And he also got dinged up in last week's game against the Carolina Panthers because he was trying to extend the play. If pressure is there right in your face and guys aren't open deep down the field, throw the football away. Depend on your defense and just take care of the football. Get Quentin Johnson going a lot. It is going to be tough, because they may match up Dante on him, or they may have A guy like Joey Porter Jr. and him, two very good cornerbacks. You can't force the football to him. And last week, he was very good, had 2 receiving touchdowns. He beat J.C. Horn over the top. That's really what it could take for the Steelers to go out there and lose this game. If the Chargers can go out there and they can score fast and they can score big and they can get up to 20 points first, you're going to be in a very good situation there. So we'll see. The Steelers have not had to go out there and play behind. They did that against the Falcons, but the game was close. If the Chargers can go out there and they can get a substantial lead by 10 points or more, this should be smooth sailing for the Los Angeles Chargers. With that being said, this is going to be a tough football game. This is not going to be a football game for everyone. If you're not a Steelers and the Chargers fan and you don't like the old school run and play great defense, this is not the game for you. This is going to be tough. Couple weeks ago, the Steelers scored 18 points. This week we just moved off of against the Denver Broncos, they scored 13 points. When I looked at the Chargers, they scored 22 points against the Las Vegas Raiders. And last week against the Carolina Panthers, a bad football team, they went out there and they scored 26 points. The Chargers have proven that they can go out there and score 20 points. The Steelers, not so much. But at the same time, the Steelers would have had more points on the board if it wasn't because of those dumb penalties. They're playing at home. I may go out there and regret this. I'm going to take the Steelers to win this game 20-17. I think it calms down late in the fourth quarter. They go down there and they depend on Chris Boswell. This game can really go either way. Either the Chargers can win by 3 points or the Steelers are going to go out there and they're going to win by 3 points. It's going to be a close physical football game. But right now, I think the Steelers have the advantage and they're going to be playing at home as well. But let me know in the comment section below, who do you have winning this game? The Los Angeles Chargers or the Steelers? If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you like the video, also hit the like button. And it's one more thing as well. Greg Roman, former offensive coordinator for the Ravens. Mike Tomlin's familiar with that system. He's done a lot of good things against that system in the past. That's just one thing to look at. Coach Jesse going against that offense of the Steelers. I think he's a better coach than Arthur Smith. That's just me, in my opinion. But we'll see. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Most importantly, I want each and every last one of you guys stay safe, stay positive. Peace.